right here I have Bluetti's EB3A portable power station. It's a 600 watt AC pure sine wave inverter with a 1200 watt surge, 268 watt hour capacity, LiPo 4 battery with 2500 plus life cycles to 80%. That means that you can run this down to 0 and back up 2500 times, and after 2500 times the battery will still hold 80%. So that's actually really good. It has 9 outputs and max solar input of 200 watts. So you can put 200 watts of solar panel and charge this in 2 hours, or with a 120 watt solar panel, you can charge this in 3 hours. That's really good if you want to go off grid, if you're camping and you want to have some source of electricity. This is what you need to carry with you. Weighing in at only about 10 pounds. It has its carrying handle. It's actually very lightweight. And it also has portable wireless charging, so you can put your phone on it and it's going to charge. What it comes with straight out of the box is the power station. You have your solar charging cable. So all you need to buy extra is the solar panels, and you can plug these right in here, and that would be your input for solar charging. It comes with the power cable. So the great thing about this is that usually these power stations come with a charging brick, and just like my other power station, this is the power brick that you have to charge it with. So it's big and clunky, and yeah, there's no need for this. It's just this power cord. Plug it right in, and you're going to charge that on a 120 volt wall socket. You'll charge this up in 1.3 hours in turbo mode, or standard mode, you're going to charge it up in 1.5 hours. Another charging feature is that with the AC power and the solar panels, you can charge this to 80% within 30 minutes. So that's really unheard of. That's so fast. 30 minutes, you can have an 80% charge. It also comes with its user manual and a couple of other things. If you get the cigarette lighter, you can charge this up with your cigarette lighter in your car. It will take 100 watts, will be in 2 hours, and 24 volts, it will charge at 200 watts at 3 hours. For protection, so you have your overload protection built in, as well as your low voltage, over temperature, low temperature, short circuit, or over current. So on that side, you're protected. It also has the Bluetooth app. So whether you're on Android or Apple, you download the Bluetooth app so that you can have data monitoring. So if I turn it on here, you can see the percentage of how much battery life is left. And through the Bluetooth app, you can see how much battery life you have. You can turn off the individual inverters. So for instance, the 120 volt sockets, you can turn them off and on, and DC side, you can turn that off and on as well. All that through Bluetooth. Now let's go through some of the 9 outputs you have here. So on the DC side, again, you just press this on. So now you have all these DC outputs having power. You have the 12 volt socket, cigarette lighter adapter accessory would go in here. You have these two 12 volt sockets that if you have any accessories that could fit in there, you'd run it off there. It also has 2 USB ports, as well as a USB-C, one USB-C that is at 100 watts. The USB ports are both at 5 volts, DC at 3 amps. Now on the AC side, you have 2 120 volts AC at 600 watts with a 1200 watt surge. And over here, this is your charging port with a dust cover. so that you can just plug this in and charge it up. What else about this? Yeah, if you have things like, let's say for example, you have your drone, like I have, I could charge the drone up with this about 4.5 times. You could run a 20-volt fan for about 11 hours. My MacBook Pro, I could charge that up about 3.5 times. My iPhone, I could charge that up about 20 times. It could run a mini fridge at about 3.6 hours. A 5-watt light, you can run that for 30 hours. And say you have a CPAP machine that you need when you're on the go, you can run that for about 9 hours. So this is really good for if you don't really understand like LiPo batteries and wattages and all that. This is an all built-in system. Everything's right here. Just bring it, plug it in, charge it, plug in your accessories that you need to power up, and you got on-the-go power. A couple of other features. It has some rubber feet, so it's non-slip, as well as the handle. As I mentioned before, there's the back of it. You got the side with a vent port for the fan, as well as the display. It's a very, very nice bright display. You can view it from all angles. If it is flickering, that's because of my camera, but it doesn't flicker at all. It's a nice solid digital display where you can see how much battery you have left. Another feature I really like is the time remaining indicator. So that tells you how much more time you have left in hours that this is going to run down to 0. So if you're on the beach or anything, you know how much power you have left in the unit. Another thing, it has a power lifting mode that's available. You can activate it through the Bluetooth app, and that's a feature that this is only rated at 600 watts, but with the power lifting mode that it has, you can run things that are more than 600 watts. I don't know how it does it, but it does it. So it has that feature built in. So this is a really powerful unit, and you can get this on the website, Blue Yeti's website right now for $379 Canadian. And I'll put a link in the description. You can check it out. But for now, let's take this thing on the road and see how I'd use this in the real world. So let's go. All right, we're in the Mercedes Sprinter, and we got the Blue Yeti powering everything that you see here, as well as the fridge, the ice cold fridge. But let me close this door and give you a rundown of how we're powering all this. So you can see the on switch. We got 19% remaining on the battery, but over here's the DC side. I can turn that on. That's gonna turn on everything on the DC side. So I got my AirPods charging here, and I got the 12-volt lighter socket powering up the fridge. So that's keeping it cool. And I also have the phone is being wirelessly charged. I'm just gonna unplug the fridge so that you don't hear the compressor. But that's that. And then on the 120 volt side, we just turn that on right there. And that's charging the laptop, as you can see. And we're also charging up the drone battery. So everything here is giving me power to do some editing in the van. And I don't think I talked about this, but it also has a light. So let's say you're in the van at night, you want a little bit of light, or you're at the side of the road, maybe you got a flat tire, you got a little light here. Check the different modes. You got some SOS signal, and you got just a flashlight. So it's a good little light. Yeah, that's how we're keeping everything charged up. And on the Bluetooth app, we can also monitor the status of the battery. So right now we're at 18%. It says we got about half an hour left of power running currently what we're running. And the output is at 75 watts. So got the AirPods, the phone, the laptop, everything's charging up. So for charging this, you can see we're at 17%. But while I'm driving, I'll just take the power cord, plug it in here, and then I'll plug it into my inverter. So while I'm driving, I can charge it up and have sufficient battery for when I pull over again. And once again, the link is in the description if you want to get one for yourself. But it's great to have some power while you're outside, and you got power on the go. So I'm gonna get to finishing editing some video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.